Next, I'm going to tell you about Bob Palomaris. He was a talented baseball player. So these guys were young and they had big futures ahead of them in a lot of different ways, but they chose to give those up to serve their country. So Bob had been offered a future in the majors, even as young as he was, but at 17 he chose the Navy instead. He joined the North Carolina in 1943 when she was in Pearl Harbor for repairs. And Bob's claim to fame was his marksmanship. The North Carolina's anti-aircraft battery included dozens of 20mm gun mounts on the bow and the stern. And the 20mm on the bow were all manned by North Carolina's Marine Division. Do you know that North Carolina had Marines also? They manned the 20mm except for one, and that was manned by Bob Palomaris. So most of the sailors had pinup girls in their lockers. Can you guess who the favorite was?
Rita Hayward.
Betty Grable. Got it. But Bob didn't have one. He had an empty locker. So when his shipmate, Joe Parker, asked Bob why he didn't have a pinup girl, Bob said, I don't know. And Joe said, Bob, if you could have anybody you wanted as your pinup girl, who would you want? Can you guess what he said?
His wife.
His mother.
Shirley Temple. We laughed. Joe did. He said, yeah, she's a real nice girl. I know her. And Bob said, yeah, right. And Joe said, no, really, I do. And when we ever get back to the States, I'll introduce you. So Bob was not holding his breath. But in the summer of 1944, when the ship returned to Bremerton, Washington for repairs that couldn't be done anywhere else, Joe did introduce Bob to Shirley Temple. And they went out to lunch and hung out like regular teenagers. And when Bob arrived back at the ship after his 28-day leave, he had mail. Inside the envelope was his pinup girl.
Boy.
It says, to Bob Holly, all of the best, sincerely, Shirley Temple. Bob lived in central Utah, and he was friends with Shirley Temple Black for his entire life.